Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to react to Trump's speech where it says Trump praises Britain and King Charles at historic Windsor, what was this, like a banquet, AC1G from DRM News. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. Shout out to my subscribers. We're smoking on my dragons. Divine Righteous Almighty Greats Overachieving, never slacking. Original link in the description. Here we go.
Your
Game of Thrones.
Majesty, Melania and I are deeply grateful to you and Queen Camilla for your extraordinary graciousness. And to William and Kate, thank you so much. It's been so great being with you today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's a singular privilege to be the first American president welcomed here. And if you think about it, it's a lot of presidents, and this was the second state visit, and that's the first, and maybe that's going to be the last time. I hope it is, actually. But this is truly one of the highest honors of my life. Such respect for you and such respect for your country. For many decades, His Majesty the King has epitomized the fortitude, nobility, and the spirit of the British monarchy and the British people. He's dedicated himself to preserving the glory and unique character of this kingdom, restoring life to the rivers and streams, supporting the works of its artists and composers, planting trees and gardens in its countryside. And I just visited one of the most beautiful I've ever seen that you just completed, and protecting the architectural integrity of cities, villages, and towns. He has uplifted the poor, cared for rural farmers, and tended to wounded veterans like nobody else. I'll tell you that I just stood in line and shook about 150 hands, and the king knew every single person and every single company, and some of them had bad names like XYZ-Q3, and he knew every one of them, or at least I think he did, because nobody was complaining. I was very impressed with that. But I just want to say that His Majesty has also raised a remarkable son in His Royal Highness, Prince of Wales. Really amazing. We've gotten to know you, and I think you're going to have an unbelievable success in the future. Melania and I are delighted to visit again with Prince William and to see Her Royal Highness, Princess Catherine, so radiant and so healthy, so beautiful. It's really a great honor. Thank you. Many years ago, His Majesty opened his archives to a biographer. Among the documents was a letter from 1993 in which he described the patriotism and guided his many projects. He wrote that he was, quote, entirely motivated by a desperate desire to put the great back into Great Britain. In the finest tradition of British sovereigns, he has given his whole heart, everything he's got, to those parts of Britain that are beyond the realm of mere legislation. It's not easy, but which define its essence and its virtue, its harmony, and its soul. It's an amazing calling, and there's nobody that's answered that calling like you have. A fifth of all of humanity speaks, writes, thinks, and prays in the language born on these isles and perfected in the pages of Shakespeare and Dickens and Tolkien, Lewis, Orwell, and Kipling. Incredible people, unbelievable people like we have rarely seen before, probably won't see again. The lion-hearted people of this kingdom defeated Napoleon, unleashed the Industrial Revolution, destroyed slavery, and defended civilization in the darkest days of fascism and communism. The British gave the world the Magna Carta, the modern parliament, and Francis Bacon's scientific method. They gave us the works of Locke, Hobbes, Smith, and Burke, Newton, and Blackstone. The legal, intellectual, cultural, and political traditions of this kingdom have been among the highest achievements of mankind. There's really never been anything like it. The British Empire laid the foundations of law, liberty, free speech, and individual rights virtually everywhere the Union Jack has ever flown, including a place called America. You know that place very well, don't you? His Majesty spoke eloquently about the bond which inspired Sir Winston Churchill, and the bust is in the Oval Office right now, the beautiful bust of Winston Churchill, to coin the phrase special relationship. But seen from American eyes, the word special does not begin to do it justice. We're joined by history and fate, and by love and language, and by transcendent ties of culture, tradition, ancestry, and destiny. We're like two notes in one chord, or two verses of the same poem, each beautiful on its own, but really meant to be played together. The bond of kinship and identity between America and the United Kingdom is priceless and eternal. It's irreplaceable and unbreakable, and we are, as a country, as you know, doing unbelievably well. We had a very sick country 1 year ago, and today, I believe we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. In fact, nobody's even questioning it, but we owe so much of that to you and the footing that you gave us when we started. Together, we've done more good for humanity than any two countries in all of history. Together, we must defend the exceptional
Or is that because things are hidden from history?
heritage that makes us who we are, and we must continue to stand for the values and the people of the English-speaking world, and we do indeed stand for that. On behalf of all Americans, I offer a toast to one of the great friendships, to two great countries, and to His Majesty, King Charles III, a very, very special man, and also a very, very special queen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be with you.
Okay, like I said in the beginning, Game of Thrones. It felt very just. It almost felt like Trump owed something, and he needed to come and you know make some things right there. That's what it felt like. It felt like we just sat and watched Trump kiss the ring. Um, man, let me go look at the comments and see what people got to say. It was just it didn't really even feel like Trump wrote that, to be honest with you. So I love this comment. Someone said, Princess Diana, you will be loved by us for the rest of our life. See, like you could feel Princess Diana's heart. That's what I'm saying. Like I I don't feel a lot of these people's hearts like that. You get what I'm saying? Like when they speak, and I'm just saying a lot of these politicians and so-called world leaders nowadays, like I don't be feeling when they speak. I don't really be, it's kind of empty with a lot of people. It feels very pre-planned and robotic. And with Princess Diana, she was the people's champ because you could feel her heart, you genuinely could, and it wasn't preaching division, it wasn't preaching hatred. She didn't have to belittle people, and she spoke from here. She really did. So when I see that comment, it does hit. It does touch me. I just brought up her name the other day in one of my posts too. Shout out to Princess Diana. Someone said interesting authors she chose to mention. Uh, Divisive language. Someone said. Someone said not even a speech writer knows her name isn't Kate and hasn't been for years. Someone said, I wonder how many millions of pounds of taxpayer money has gone on his visit, yet the immigrants are to blame. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. This comment right here, interesting gold statue that's in front of Trump, imagery of George the Dragon Slayer, and we dragons over here. Let me make that clear again. Just gotta put that out there. Shout out to my dragons. But in the way it is formed, it makes it out to a tree, and there's one person on it with other branches cut off. Dragon line almost done. Makes you wonder who is the last of the line. The symbolism is quite fascinating. Also, Michael the head angel will fight the dragon in the end. Parallelism. Do continue on. I feel like I pronounced that wrong, but I will continue on, as that comment said. Someone said, let's see his praise when slash if the UK recognizes the state of Palestine, I feel trade sanctions coming to protect his masters. Mm. Someone said, I know it's killing him inside that he can't wing it. Wow. Yeah. So someone else said we have no choice but to kiss his ass. What an unfortunate world we live in. And then you got others saying good and proper speech. So it all just depends on, I guess, the perspective you see things. Depending on where you are in the world and what you've been taught, I guess. But me personally, I always go off the heart with anything. I personally didn't really feel anything there. Um, I'm just being honest, right? A lot of people are not gonna like that. It's just my personal opinion. You don't have to hate me for it, but we live in a world where people are just completely just want to erase people because they even have an opinion, right? I'm not a fan of Charlie Kirk at all, but you look at what happened to him over, it's like people want to take you out, for your opinion. So that's just my personal opinion. With that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll be back with more soon. Much love, y'all.